The next clip was recorded by user MasonDivas3, and he was quite startled when he realized that something terrifying was unfolding just outside of his window. As he was close to the end of his night shift, there appeared what looked like to be a tall man standing and walking around outside. There was no apparent reason for that, and no, it had never happened before. Let's check that out.
Misty as out. And what the It's 5 in the morning, bro. Like, in the morning. It's been moving back and forth, just looking at me.
Some viewers suspected that it could be a farmer who's simply looking out after his crops, but Mason denied that, saying that nobody ever is out that early on the fields, and that it appeared to be looking straight at him. And that was that. A really scary encounter if you ask me. Is it paranormal related? We don't know. Even if not, what would a person do out there, just staring at a window? Now let's take a look at a clip from Dark Ghost Paranormal. In this video, Dennis is once again exploring a very old abandoned home. This is the second time Dennis visits this particular location. Apparently, there had been reports of haunted activity surrounding the house, including strange sounds coming from the inside, as well as reports of people being seen inside the house, although there should not have been anyone there. This house has also been inflicted with a terrible fire many years ago. Strangely enough, it is said that the fires were self-ignited, with absolutely no signs of arson. For this investigation, Dennis focuses mainly on the first floor, where the fire broke out. He leaves camera 1 in a stationary location, a hallway, said to contain a lot of negative energy, and uses camera 2 to investigate around the house. Let's see what he manages to capture. Dennis captures something really intriguing from camera 1 as he's walking through the hallway. He's walking away from the camera, filming, as an incredibly dark shadow is seen flying past him down the hallway. This shadow really couldn't belong to Dennis or any of the objects in the room. And you can even see the way the shadow seems to go right through him. Could this be the same shadow creature that Dennis caught last time he visited the home? Who can say for sure, but as always, a really creepy visit. A man set out to explore an abandoned town in Beijing, which had attracted numerous urban explorers due to rumors of strange activity. The site was infamous for a tragic train accident years ago, with many locals convinced that the derelict train cars were haunted by the victims. The man, intrigued by the old train cars, didn't anticipate encountering anything unusual. However, while inspecting one of the train carts near an old restroom, something caught his attention.
什么声音？有人听到吗？水吗？这个水龙头啊！我操，而且还越来越冷了哎！这妈个我不听错了吧？你们听到？
Through the toilet opening, he briefly saw a pale face that vanished almost as quickly as it appeared. Dismissing the sight as odd but not alarming, he continued his exploration. Yet something far more disturbing awaited him in another cart. As he swept his camera toward a bed, a figure resembling a body came into view, lying still, only to disappear moments later. While some argue the footage was the result of clever editing, others believe the figure could have been one of the long-lost victims of the train accident. Regardless of the truth, the exploration left an eerie impression. Whether the man captured anything further remains a mystery. Late one evening, two friends decided to spend time in an empty indoor playground located in a restaurant. With no kids around, they rushed to the jungle gym for some carefree fun. One friend recorded the moment, not realizing that the footage would later reveal something unsettling.
Jesus. Okay, this is my POV. Enjoy. This is where we have to get up to. This is really hard. I feel too big to do this.
Do you call us out of breath inside?
Yeah. Wait, where'd you go? Left or right?
I went left.
Which way do I go? I feel like I'm in Wonderland. Here, she went that way. Freaky. Yours is brighter, mine's all dark. Okay. You guys, I can't do this. I feel like I keep bonking my head too. That's crazy. There's like actual good down here. This is literally for human hamsters. Oh my god, someone bashed in this window.
Only the distant voice of the other friend was audible at the time, but when reviewing the video, they noticed something strange. A faint childlike voice picked up by the microphone.
Yours is brighter, mine's all dark. Yours is brighter, mine's all dark. Actually, like down here. Actually, like down here.
The sound was reminiscent of a young child babbling, although no children were present. The friends were completely unaware of this eerie sound while playing, but viewers later speculated it could be the voice of a ghostly child still lingering in the playground. Though the exact nature of the sound remains unclear, many wonder what else might occur in the playground during the quiet hours when no one is around. At approximately 2:30 in the morning, a man recorded unsettling footage from his apartment, documenting a series of strange occurrences that had been troubling him. He reported experiencing an increase in eerie and inexplicable activity in his home, with no apparent source. On this particular night, he was disturbed by persistent knocking at his door, as though an unseen entity was trying to gain entry.
Escuchen esto. Les estoy grabando esto. Son las 2:33 de la mañana. estamos completamente asustados. Sí, por estos sonidos. No sabemos qué esté detrás de la puerta, pero estamos muy asustados. Al parecer no se ve nada. Y efectivamente, como pueden ver a simple vista, pues no es nadie. Pero se siente como que si alguien me vigilara. Vamos para adentro mejor. Vamos adentro, vamos adentro. Ok. Les grabo esto para que se den cuenta que esto está pasando casi todos los días. Ok, va de nuevo. What?
While he was initially unaware of any unusual visuals, the footage later revealed something disconcerting. A ghostly figure was faintly reflected on his wall-mounted television. The nature of this apparition, whether it is directly linked to the disturbances or represents something else entirely, remains uncertain. However, the footage unmistakably suggests that there is an otherworldly presence within his apartment. We now turn our attention to an individual who appeared to be enduring a troubling and possibly sinister presence within the confines of his own home. Details regarding the origin of these disturbances remain scarce. However, it is reported that an unsettling entity seemed to be residing within his shower.
What the hell?
In a fleeting moment, a chilling image is captured, a shadowy figure with two glaringly bright eyes seemingly watching him. The true nature of this presence remains a mystery, leaving us to speculate about its identity. The following footage was captured by a security camera set up in a child's bedroom for monitoring purposes. Around 3 a.m., one of the daughters, still awake, suddenly bursts into her father's room, trembling and reporting a terrifying sight on the ceiling. Her father, assuming it to be merely a bug, inspects the room and reassures her that there's nothing amiss before sending her back to bed. However, when he reviews the footage the next morning, he is overwhelmed. The video reveals disturbing phenomena. The lights flicker on and off, casting eerie shadows across the room, while the light switch appears to toggle itself in sync with the flickering, as if manipulated by an invisible presence. Despite this unsettling spectacle, the family returns to bed. Later, the youngest daughter again reports seeing something unsettling on the ceiling. In subsequent nights, additional footage was recorded after the room had been rearranged. Despite these changes, the troubling events persist. One night, a strange glowing orb hovers ominously around the room before disappearing. This is followed by unsettling, eerie sounds that echo through the space, adding a sense of foreboding. On another night, the family's oldest daughter awakens to a chilling experience, claiming she felt a cold, creeping touch on her foot. Confused and alarmed, she looks around for an explanation. The unsettling occurrences in the family's home appear to be ongoing, leaving them in a state of constant unease. The following video was sent to me by Gammy Bear, and he found it in the paranormal section of Reddit. The clip was posted by user Lucky1196. He wrote that it was recorded by an older brother who was visiting a theme park with his younger one. Our cameraman was filming the experience for their family diary and to show friends how fun this evening shaped out to be for the two. However, without the two noticing, something seems to have made it onto this recording that should not have been there. As we can see, there are several passengers along for the ride, but the very last cart is definitely empty. Now, let's take a good look. After a few moments, a dark figure appears to be visible in that last cart, but how is that possible? People say that there are many legends about the land this theme park was built on. And that it might be a spirit that was coming along for the ride. Could this be possible? How else are we explaining this? This figure seems to be gone again after the first lap, only to reappear moments later. A paranormal incident, perhaps? The next video was recorded by Amna's niece's nanny, and at the time she was having fun and laughing with a little baby girl, and nothing out of the ordinary was seen or heard. Her nanny was simply making a video for the family to enjoy later. Yet, after rewatching the video at a later point, she noticed that there seemed to be a weird and unfamiliar voice that she couldn't recognize, and nobody else was there at the time.
Tissue. Manok. Pusa. Manok. Cutie face. Cutie face.
Viewers started speculating that it could be the voice of a spirit that tried to repeat what the little girl was saying, whilst others asked Amna if it simply could have been the baby making that noise. But it seemed unlikely, therefore I'm not sure what exactly was going on that day. What's your best guess?
Cutie face. Cutie face.
This video was captured by security guard Francisco de Ciudad, who has sent the video for review to Pasillo. Apparently the man was working a night shift in the region. People say that it is a notorious place for inexplicable events that all have been reported by different staff members over the years. Tonight, this man is documenting the latest happenings.
La planta 2, aquí vamos haciendo recorrido. Aquí está un poquito alusado. Ahorita no te quise poner nada porque hay una parte oscura, así como se ve ahí al fondo.
Tonight, this man is documenting the latest happenings.
Son las máquinas donde hacen los wipers. ¿Sí? Bueno, no sé lo que hacen realmente, no te creas. Pero sé que aquí pues hay la gente operadora. ¿Sí? De mi lado izquierdo, pues esto lo que es el almacén, lo que son las láminas de los wipers, bracitos, todo lo que es accesorio de los wipers, mi amor. De mi lado izquierdo, mi amor, hay unos baños. ¿Sí? Hay unos baños que antes se usaban, pero ahorita pues están como abandonados. Todo esto es un pasillo donde se maneja todo eso.
He was alone that night, so who did he capture here at the end of the hallway? A ghost perhaps? A former worker? The user known as Jack-O-Lantern Stories is a dedicated explorer of haunted locations across Britain, venturing into eerie cemeteries, abandoned houses, and amassing a collection of haunted objects. However, since bringing home a particular painting depicting Wigan Town Centre from the 1940s, his life has taken a darker turn. Despite the increasingly disturbing activity in his home, he refuses to part with the painting. At first, the disturbances were subtle, but soon the paranormal energy intensified.
Can you hear banging coming from downstairs? It woke me up this morning, but there shouldn't be anybody down here. Hello? Oh my god. Hello? Hello? What the... Oh, Will, you okay? Hello? Oh my god, what's going on?
Please forgive the heavy breathing, I was in complete shock here. As some of you may know, I collect haunted artifacts from various locations. Also, is that an orb? Anyway, I was recently interviewed by the Liverpool Echo, specifically regarding this haunted painting I recently acquired. It details a scene of Wigan Town Centre from the 1940s, and allegedly the artist took his own after creating this picture. The atmosphere in the house has altered since this was brought in, and this morning just proves my theory, this is haunted.
Objects began to fly across the room with no explanation, and the atmosphere grew more sinister with each passing day. Whatever haunted the painting seemed to have an aggressive presence, escalating its torment. One evening, while resting on his couch, he was jarred awake by a series of unsettling events.
Just fell asleep on the couch and the bathroom door is repeatedly banging. Stop! What was that? Alexa, stop! Stop!
After this, something incredible is caught.
I do know what is going on in here today, but there's some kind of an atmosphere as well. What the hell is that? Did you see that?
Recording myself to speak to the camera, I noticed somebody else in the frame with me. It appears to be that of a young boy in a white shirt. As you can see, compared to the couch, he looked relatively small. Also, the cats began acting very strangely again, running up to the walls, frantically looking around the room, and although they could see something else that I couldn't, after filming for months, I cannot believe what I've caught.
A door creaked open by itself, and his Alexa device inexplicably switched on. But the most terrifying part came when he caught sight of something lurking behind him. Reviewing the footage later, he described seeing what appeared to be a young boy standing ominously close. However, upon closer inspection, the figure's proportions were far too strange to belong to a child. It looked like a full-bodied apparition emerging from the floorboards, staring at him with intent. Even his cat, usually calm, was visibly distressed by the energy in the room. Still determined to uncover the truth behind this haunting, continues his investigation. As the story develops, we'll be watching for any new updates on what may be one of his most terrifying experiences to date. Returning from her night shift as a security guard, a young mom unknowingly brought home an evil presence that would soon terrorize her family. The mother's phone shook as she captured her child's balloon this February.
It's doing it again. It stopped.
What had frightened her so badly? Why such fear over a floating balloon? Rachel has noticed a pattern that sends chills down her spine. The balloon always navigates to the basement entrance and waits there, except when her son Andrew approaches.
Andrew.
Then it floats inside, beckoning him to follow. Sure, air currents could push a balloon around. But why does it consistently pause at the same spot near the open cellar? From any starting point in the house, it follows an identical path before freezing in place. This time it floats down to basement stairs, which was the first time it had been doing that, beckoning him to follow.
The basement door again.
New footage from a recent evening shows something even more disturbing.
Baby.
Quiet! Quiet!
Around 9:30 p.m., the balloon glided up the staircase directly toward Rachel without hesitation. At the top step, it froze in midair. It hung suspended and motionless. Their dogs paced nervously in the background, growling at the unnatural sight. Common sense told the family to dispose of the balloon, yet their son threw tantrums at the suggestion, choosing to wait it out. This decision would soon haunt them. Just 48 hours later, Rachel faced her worst nightmare. while home alone. In the darkness, her camera caught a glimpse of something lurking at the top of the stairs. Partially hidden by the doorframe stood what appeared to be a forehead. Her heart raced as she realized what she was seeing. The top of a face, with eyes peering out from below, though something about its appearance has left both Rachel and her husband deeply disturbed. The sighting left Rachel paralyzed with fear. Any lingering doubts about strange basement activity vanished instantly. She became convinced that an intruder, whether human or something else, had taken up residence below their feet. Could this explain the balloon's bizarre behavior? Had something been luring their son downstairs all along? Rachel immediately locked the basement and refuses to unlock it. Without answers, the family remains on edge, wondering what exactly has invaded their home. Our next video was captured by a CCTV camera in a mall. The story goes that neither the security staff nor customers could see what was going on at the time. Myself, I'm actually not too sure what exactly happened that particular day, and it left me with an eerie feeling. Notice how the security guard controlling the mouse makes us aware of a childlike figure that was captured on the security footage. It is an unusual thin shape that reminds me a lot of a shadow figure. The movement as well is pretty odd. I've never seen many people moving like that. See how the girl just stands still. This goes on for several moments in which we don't see the shadow move once. To me, the shape at this point looks way more like a human than moments earlier. Security staff stated that they could not see the girl in person in the actual mall. But then there is a guard who, in my opinion, notices the girl sitting on the ground very clearly. But I have no idea what exactly happens next. It baffles my mind. The shape follows two customers, phases through one of them, and disappears at the end of the hallway. How do you explain this phenomena? Was it simply a little girl? And this whole video just a hoax? How else could the customers just walk past the shape? User Average American 2019 states that in his house he regularly catches ominous shadow apparitions. His friends and family can see them too, and apparently the building they are living in is really old. Tonight he has a friend over and he lets him in on all the weird things taking place. And as fate will have it, it appears that he can capture one of these shadows on tape. You have to admit, it really looks interesting. This is an older clip that has been around for quite some time, and yet it remains as one of the creepiest clips ever from Asia. A little girl is having some dinner, while her mom is filming her on the side, and then all of a sudden, the little girl can see something, and at some point, her mom can too. Pretty startling stuff. Who might that be? Was it the spirit of an old man that was visiting here? The next video comes to us thanks to the Dark Dimension. The story goes that a driver often had to pass through an area of forest late at night to get home from work. This area was said to be haunted or cursed. Apparently, witches had performed rituals in these woods hundreds of years prior. The man had felt some negative energy in the past on this route, and so he decided he would film his entire ride home tonight and see if he catches anything odd. Let's see what was captured. The drive starts out normal enough until the driver pulls onto a derelict forest road. The road is in total disrepair and definitely has a strange energy. Regardless, he keeps driving through. For a long time, nothing too odd seems to appear. However, take a look when he drives under a streetlight. A strange face can be seen in the reflection where normally his own face would be. What could possibly cause such an odd reflection? The cameraman has assured that he was the only person, and it would be an extremely odd angle to have an object there, especially considering he was filming. Could this be related to the past witchcraft in the area? Who can say? The next video was recorded by a family who was traveling at 4 AM in the morning. It is suspected that they were on the way home after a family vacation, and while they were passing over a stretch of mountain road, an unexplainable event took place, and of course they could capture it on video. Most of you know that the mind likes to wander if you drive your car at night. You're tired and basically looking forward to arrive home. In that state, we might be prone to attract things from another world. So some people say, at least. Now it is uncertain if the person recording had hoped for anything in particular. But it is after a car had passed by on the left side on the road that something else pops up on screen. Is it a hand that moves downwards towards the car window? It surely looks like it. The family didn't realize that they had captured anything strange that night. And maybe it had been a hoax after all. But it makes you wonder what exactly this mysterious thing is. A girl from China was on a trip around the world and recorded a lot of videos for her travel diary. This particular night, she was talking about a Japanese temple that she had visited a couple of days earlier. Ever since she left the temple, she said that a strange magnetic static was present within the vicinity of her and a friend who was coming along on the trip. But nothing spooky happened so far, so she was not really concerned. This was when something eerie started to take place in the background of her hotel room. Laughing it off at first, perhaps she ignored the ghostly activity. The poltergeist, or whatever it was, seemed to have wanted her attention pretty bad. Now you tell me, is this a poltergeist that is haunting her in her apartment? Or is this whole thing rigged? The following picture was sent by Joseph M, and it unfortunately is not further known from where it stems originally. It is said that the picture was taken by a family member. The mother in the picture was just about to serve the birthday cake to her little boy, when something rather creepy appeared in the mirror. Looks like another boy is present right next to the child's mother. Nobody knew this child, however, and the family speculates that this could have been a ghost child. Could this be so? If it wasn't just a weird reflection from somewhere, what else could have been the cause in your opinion? Scary to say the least. This next clip comes to us from the Dark Dimension. The story goes that a man was walking home around 2 AM when he noticed something strange in the distance. It looked like a woman, however, according to the man, she was inexplicably tall, and there was something odd about the way she was walking. The man stated that the woman froze him in fear, and he felt completely unable to move for a few minutes until she had passed. The man also noticed that it appeared there were 3 children with the woman, 1 in her arms and 2 walking. Why does the woman appear to be in grayscale, while the rest of the film is colored so regularly? Is it possible this is simply a very tall woman walking with her children, or something paranormal? Commenters seem torn on this one. What do you believe? Thank you guys so much for watching.